Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Ms.Nhi Podcast. You know how much I love to bring a real life story. You know how much I love learn from everybody around the world. And of course, today my special guest, by doing a job as a businesswoman investor, I working with a lot of house agent, and this is one of my favorite person that I've been working with her over the few years, and today I feel like why not I bring her to the show to tell you guys a little bit about what have she learned in life besides of do a wonderful job of her job in her industry. Let's welcome Faith today. Hi, welcome to the show, Faith. Thank you to take time to come to be my guest on podcast. Let's share a little bit about who are you with our audience today.
Hi everyone. Okay, thank you, Anne, for inviting me over, for your podcast. Well, a little introduction about myself. Okay, my name is Faith Quek. Basically, I'm a real estate agent, okay, or you can say a property investor as well, same as Anne. So I'm very happy to actually get to know Anne because she has actually taught me a lot of things, a lot of positive motivations in life. So, okay, I have been in real estate for this is my number 6 year. So, having been a real estate agent and a property investor myself, I realized that I actually don't only buy, sell houses. I think I can actually add value to all my buyers, my sellers, my tenants, all my clients, to aid them into their property journey. So, property buying, selling, renting is not just about that. It's actually more than that. Yeah.
Wonderful. I think in Singapore, right, most of people when they think of house agent, the first thing, not many positive mindset and feedback about that, and that's why I want to do this podcast with you because it's a lot of things that people misunderstand or didn't aware of this industry, and I want people have more confidence and like you say, have faith to step in something that is really working. But if we didn't give chance and give time for that, that is very hard for us to rolling, right? Let's get a little bit about why you starting want to do this then. Why suddenly in life one day Faith decide to run into the property journey?
All right. Yes. Okay. Let me share my journey, in property, probably with all of you guys. So before being a real estate agent, right? I am also a, property buyer, seller myself. So having been through this cycle ever since I, got married 10 over years ago, started getting my first property, having stayed in my HDB for 5 years and then after that sell off, make a decent profit, and then went on to purchase my private condo until today. I think I myself seen the profit, the capital appreciation that actually you get in, your whole of the property cycle. So the property journey isn't just so much so about you staying in the house or you getting the profit out of it. It's become an addictive habit, if you go into it. Yeah. So I always, of course, advise my buyers and my friends as well to get a real estate agent that you engage. First of all, the person must have the experience into doing it themselves. If he or she do not have this experience of the property cycle, I think the calibrability about advising you on the right way, on the right path, on the right strategy to move towards, I wouldn't say not convincing, but well, you yourself think about it. If you have been there, done that, it's much more of like more confident, about sharing your own personal experience rather than to just go through the flow of not experiencing that. So I'm very happy with my life now. I'm happy hunting for properties now and then. Even I'm a real estate agent myself.
You see,
Yeah.
that's the beautiful thing of why you guys know why I love to bring her to this show because let's be realistic right now, okay? I've been doing property for like many years as well, and this is one thing I have to admit to you, and you know what, I'm telling you the truth, that it's not all house agent outside there. It have a willingness and positive, and they're working on this in the way of supportive buyer and seller. Am I right to say that, right? Doesn't say like in a negative ways, don't have a good people. That's why fake exit, right? And when I work with people, we have to be fair in our job, that we compare people sometimes, right? And yes, for me, it's like catch someone who are good house agent in Singapore is so tough. It's so tough because good here doesn't mean like they just do their job only, but did they have an understanding, like you say, are you really enjoying what you're doing? Are you really book your heart, your soul, and you also one of the one who interested in property, viewing it like addictive, same. Like someday I like, why am I still do viewing? Actually, I have enough of cash flow to me for me to survive, but it is that addictive. Sometimes I go to certain place, I sit down, I eat with my friend in restaurant, and I look at the building in front, and I'm like, why the condo is here? The price should be very good here. Let's take a look and let's go view there. It just become a natural habit, right? So let's go there. So you've been there up and down in this path to be house agent. What is the most valuable lesson you learned in this journey? I'm sure the experience will be unforgettable for you to to take away from that. And I would love to hear you share all that. So what have you learned in this journey, that one of the lesson that is memory for you?
Okay, valuable lesson. I
Yep.
think everyone must understand. Um, Maybe in Singapore, we are very fortunate. We have good government, who really protects us and really do their best to keep housing price as affordable as possible for
Mm.
us. Being it Singaporean or even foreigners. But of course, Singapore is small. We really have to control. If not, all the foreigners will come in, and then Singaporeans have no house to stay, no house to buy. So Singapore is very safe because the government is very fair. They wanted everyone have a fair share, to buy and sell houses. So the valuable lesson in property that I actually encounter or learn is that you are very safe if you buy properties in Singapore, because Singapore properties will only go up and never come down.
That's true. I
So
admit.
just buy, don't worry.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I learned when I'm living here and when I doing property. Of course, the first time you get one, it's a very overwhelming for you. Like, oh my god, I can do it. Then over years, when you do it more and more, you're like, actually, everybody can do it, but it's just not everybody born to do it, because it's a lot of
Right,
sweat and tear. When you
right.
go to the hunting, like you say, you go viewing, and then you have to self educate yourself, treat it. This is like your own job. So other than that, what if right now the market is go crazy? Oh my god.
It's
The market
crazy.
is really really busy and crazy right now. We both to arrange this podcast with us is already so tough. So what is your experience for the last 3 years of the market? Because COVID happened, we know that
Mm.
the market was down, wow, and now it's up and hot again. So how was your experience right now when you go through this cycle together with the property market?
Right. So everyone knows that during COVID, which is roughly about 3 years ago, surprisingly, during COVID, people buy houses without even viewing the house itself.
Yep,
So it
that's
is
right.
that crazy. Yes, and I agree with you. Yeah, it is that crazy. You just look through the video and you say, okay, I want to make an offer for that house, and ping, that it goes. We
Yep,
OTP and then we just go. So that is how we actually started, to go with no viewing, just photo viewing, video viewing, and we just issue OTP. So it is only during crises, it is only during COVID that you realize that you don't necessarily need to view the house in person in order to buy. As long as the price is right, as long as the location suits you, I think that is probably about all. So in these 3 years, right, property market has really changed a lot. And given again, Singapore is a small place, so the land bid is getting higher and higher. So this COVID actually teaches us a lot of, things. Mainly, we have to change in order, to really see changes in our life.
Mm.
What type of changes? Well, it depends on you. You can, of course, stay on to your current house, and forever. But how much money are you going to make out of it? Or do you choose to take this step out, and maybe go out for it, buy, maybe sell, and then buy, yes, a more expensive house, but you are building your capital, to your next stage of life where you can actually get more profit.
I see. So how do you deal with the change in these 3 years? Because with what I understand, exactly like you say, we used to have to arrange a lot of viewing and we have to come down. Nowadays, Asian don't even allow us to view anymore. They just send us video and photo. So how digital world change the way of you running your own, because house agent is still your own, you run your own business. How do you adapt to the
Yes.
change? What help, what tools, what support you have to support you in
Mm.
this journey for the last 3 years of adapt and change to the new fate of your life?
Well, okay, as COVID changes our life, we ourselves also have to change, the way we conduct our business. So nowadays, we make use a lot of digital tools, We even engage videographer, to go with us, to the house to really make a detailed virtual tour, video, and even description of the specific house that we are marketing. So to make sure that, viewers on my video or whatever information that I send across to my buyers, they can actually clearly see the house even before going to view with me for a final time before placing an order or
Yep.
putting in an offer. Yeah, this is the type of convenience actually we want to, give it across to my buyers to let them have a feel of the house even before they visit the house themselves for one last time before they actually put in the offer. So that is actually becoming quite a norm in Singapore. Um, it is also a way convenient for buyers. Through the
So
video, if you think, sorry, if through the video, if you think it's good, then, let's go. This is the type
yeah,
of thing we want to give to our buyers.
is that hard for you to, from not using technology for this, to transfer to this?
Unfortunately, yes. Initially is really, the pain of having to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Some if you realize some agents when they take video, right, it's very shaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've ever been through, so they
Yeah.
actually send you a video, and the video was like, keep on jumping one.
Yep.
So while you look at it, right, you also feel headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are also taught to do good video, even if we have to do it ourselves, so that when I send across a video to you, right, you will not jump together with me with the video. It will
Yep.
be very smooth and very nice, just like professionally done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Is
we are trained that way. So today I'm very proud to say that, asking me myself if my photo videographer is not free, I can easily do that myself.
oh, see, self learning and self upgrade is always the important part here.
Yeah.
How was the another question I want to ask now is come from like, if a new person who want to join the industry, is that too late for you to start learn to be a house agent in Singapore? And is that too late to start join the market since it's so hot and so popular nowadays in Singapore?
Well, okay, this question is good. All right. So I always tell my friends, my agents to be, uh, nothing is late. It's never too late as long as you are willing to learn. Same thing, I put it across to my property buyers. Every time they ask me, oh, is the best time to buy now? Interest rate is so high, inflation is high, property price is high, everything is high. Is it the best time to buy now? So my question is, then when is the best time? you
Mm,
know so to all
exactly.
the agents to be, nothing is right time or wrong time, just as long as your mindset is ready, any time is the right time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
It's, how do you deal if the mindset is not ready? I'm sure you will meet a lot of difficult buyer selfless situation. So
Yes.
What have you learned from that that you think the lesson can help another house agent that new in the industry or going to be can take away from that?
Okay, so I have myself learned in life that human, everybody is different. So if you choose to put that negativity into your brain, what I can say is, of course, myself, I will try my best. So the moment you put in your best to try to motivate that person, so if that person cannot take in your positive motivation, positive vibes, I'll try once, try twice, and bye bye. That's it. So same thing for buyers. They come in, they view my house, they say, your house is nice, man, but the price is very, very high. I
Mm,
can't afford. Yeah,
mm,
but you are buying a house, right? So
yeah,
eventually you still have to commit to a house eventually.
yeah.
So if you want to keep that negativity inside, the price is high, I will wait. No problem. You can go ahead and wait. 5 years later, you will regret and cry that, even if you have bought 5 years back, you will have already made money. Same thing for agents. If you think is it the right time to join the industry right now? Well, you can continue to wait. 5 years later, you will find yourself losing one cycle of these property buyers and sellers, where, private properties, you have 3 years, you
Mm,
can actually sell your property already.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
so with you on that. That's the
okay,
one of the thing you see the mindset is so important when we're doing
right.
this kind of job because let's be real because I'm as an investor someday you feel like 10 houses, exhausted. Like sometimes you go down and you're like, why am I even here, and the next day we wake up and we wear the cap and we continue going on. And if only that is our own business, we treat like same like our family matter, then it become positive and it become like the adventure, right? Adventure. And like you say, you if you can don't wait, you can don't do it right now,
Yeah.
but then you miss another 3 years and you get older and you miss the opportunity to make money. How the people don't see this part because I will share with you guys of the podcast as well. Like sometimes I go to the bank to take a loan. The banker always tell me, "Oh my God, you're so young, man. You don't know how much more you can do this again and again and again, and nobody can beat you out." And when of course I'm a young investor, when I started, I didn't understand until you go to the market for many many years, and then I learned one lesson, like you say, you can wait. Nobody can stop you from waiting. But the older you are, the harder the bank will approve for you certain thing. You think you make money, the end you lose money anyway. Because you need certain age to show the bank that you're able to take loan, to invest, to buy property, or to, like you say, capital gain
Yes.
is the game, right?
Yes.
The game of we're calling
Yes.
in property. How can you manage your busy schedule and still be a mom? You see, I'm a mom too. And I love to hear from our other mom. How do they handle that well? And how do they still can keep the positivity? Especially in this case, it's you.
Right. Okay. I'm a mother of three. Yeah. So just so you know, my eldest is actually 17 years old, followed by
Oh,
16. Yeah. And my youngest son is actually 14 this year. Yeah. So well, yes, I agree with you, Anne. So basically, being a mom, being an entrepreneur, being a property investor, I think really life hasn't been very easy for us.
yes.
Yeah, so it's really very much on time management. Even it's only during this past 1 year that I realized, everybody who have been putting in your mouth, sorry, I'm busy. I'm busy. I really busy with certain things. Well, everybody is the same.
Yep.
So busy is this word. You call it excuse, or you
Yep.
call it not a very good time management person. So
Totally.
I learn in life. Yeah, it's really about your choice. You can choose to be busy with whatever you are doing. Yeah, so it's a choice whether you want to take action. Yeah.
That's a so that's so deep meaningful in that sentence that you just shared, because you see when people come and ask me the same thing, like, and only I meet the mom who entrepreneur like me, we just don't have to talk about it, we just understand, right? And it's so unspoken thing that a lot of young entrepreneur lady that we want to share with you guys. That's why I asked Faith the question, because I go through the same thing. People always doubt and question about, can you able to be a mom and still fulfill what you want in life, like do what you love to do? And yes, life will never give us easy tasks. As a woman, we are already born with a body that, if we make a choice to have kids, we have the responsibility and time management. That's what we talk about today as well. Like, can you manage your time to really focus on your health and then your children and then your wealth, right? Because the end of the day, we will leave this world anyway, right? We could never
Yes.
bring anything together with us. How much wealth we have, how much money we have. But the only thing that I'm sure we can carry on, that's the memory with family and our loved one and the
Yes.
people that
Right.
we value and important. So yes, it's not about busy. It's about, can you manage it? And you still
Yes.
can be managed it if you around enough with positive women. That's what I learned. That's what I learned too.
Yes.
It's tough, but it can be done. I never say easy.
Yeah.
It's tough, but it can be done. So
Right.
let's go back to
Absolutely.
the industry of investment right now. Why I want to bring this topic, because oh my god, this few months, guys, let's check. I can't believe how hot the market is. I never feel like I go to viewing and have a bunch of 20 people viewing at the same time with me. Like
Yes.
it's kind of only you inside the market, then you know. If now another foreigner come to Singapore looking for rent buy, or they totally new in Singapore, that they need advice and help from your support, what advice you will give to them right now in this situation in Singapore? And do you think this will last long, with your guess of your experience, of course?
Well, I think we deserve the right to have some, to make a guess out of this property cycle.
Of
Are we at
course.
the peak? Are we at the peak, or are we at the bottom, or are we midway through the peak?
Oh,
Well,
tough.
yes, this is
For
a
me, I feel it's
tough
tough.
answer.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah,
because the government keep change the rule every few months,
yes,
so
yes,
you
yes.
can't guess that. Yeah.
Right. So just so you know, few days ago we have a new cooling measures, of
Oh,
adjusting the buyer stamp duty. So
yeah,
if you happen to be purchasing or looking to purchase for a property in Singapore, value 1.5 million and above, you are likely to be affected with the new buyer stamp duty
mm,
increase.
yep,
Yes. So no need to worry. Buy anything below 1.5 million.
yeah. Don't worry, just get something lower than that. That's a very good
Yeah, you're
one.
right.
I
Yes.
have friends who are come here most of the time. They expect, they come and
Mm,
looking for, and expect market been changing a lot for the last few years due to COVID, and
yes.
a lot of single person come to Singapore. Am I right to say that, or only I
Right.
observe that? Yeah. So if a single expat come to Singapore right now and struggling to find a room or find a place, what is the best tip you can give to them? Because most of my EP friend who come to me and always tell me like, oh my god, I cannot find a good house agent. Is that true that it's so tough for them right now? Or what is the tip that you can give to them, that to give them surviving to enter Singapore smoothly, to have a place to settle down?
Oh, well, unfortunately for expats, I really pity you guys.
Yeah, me
Now,
too.
yes, if you
Yeah,
enter Singapore now, you will realize that it's really tough to get a room for rent, or even
yeah,
an apartment to rent,
yeah,
because sadly the inventory in Singapore is low.
yeah,
And you are not only snatching with, all the workers that is coming into Singapore to work, you are also snatching with Singaporeans who buy new launches and they do not have a place to stay, so they need to find a place to rent.
yeah,
And next, we have the Malaysians as well. They do not want to travel in and out of Malaysia, so they also get a room or a apartment to rent.
mm,
So, very sadly, the rental has been increasing like crazy in Singapore.
yeah,
Yeah. So if you really need to have a place to stay, right, you can probably really consider co-living spaces, which is very popular now. Cheaper than if you rent a whole apartment, and the cleaning, and all the handiwork chores are all handled by the landlord. So
Yeah.
this is one thing you can actually explore as well.
Yeah, I can see that is where you come from, because the experience of like enter the industry when I just start. Of course, we all learn on the way of we doing what we're doing as well. And a lot of people ask question like, how can you do that, like how can it can be done in Singapore, and then live here for many years. I learned one thing, that Singapore will always have new people come to take the new role and new job, and Singapore always have people who leave the country after they underwrite or they get promoted, or they've been do well in Singapore, and now the company send them to different part of Asia or go to other part of. So because Singapore is like a hub of business here, so people will always coming. So you cannot wait for the price to be right to be renting. You just need to adapt to situation, and yes, reach out to the local house agent like Faith just mentioned. Yeah, you have to get the right one to support you and help you. And by the way, I will book Faith information under the link under the description. Why I'm doing this? Because I've been there. Okay, trust me. When I enter this industry of be a property investment, I'm struggling the same thing. Build your networking, find the right person, find the right business partner, find the right person who have the same mindset, who do business with heart, that you feel like you can be long run with them. You don't want to do something that overnight. And especially you're a guest come to another country, you would love to be around with people who are you feel like familiar, like you feel like you can connect with them in a different level. And that's why I want to bring my friend who are good friend with me, and also the one that I trust, because it's important that you have to do business with people you trust, and of course you need to be have a special bond with them as well. So let's go to the come back to the property market in Singapore right now. Like, is it affect a lot when, like you say, the housing, because it been stopped build so long for few years because of COVID, right? We're not enough worker coming, we cannot build. And I believe what you say is true. Singapore property is only went up. It's not going to went up. It went slowly up, but it still went up, right? Let's talk far a little bit. Do you think our kid generation still can survive when the population is increased crazy and housing is getting smaller and lesser? I don't say lesser in the term of we don't have enough house, but the amount of building is not keep up with the amount of baby were born or foreigner come.
Yes, yes.
How
Well,
how's
I'm
our
really,
kid and generation?
yeah, I'm really worried about my kids, having them next time to buy houses in Singapore. I'm not sure how can they afford it, but I understand that this has to be the way, because if the property prices don't go up, I will not be making money. So
Yeah, yeah, that's, that's right.
yeah, so this is the right way, basically, guys. So if you are thinking of, how to actually go around making money, if you really do have some capital, really do explore coming to get a unit in Singapore, to stay, to rent, as an investment, basically, is the right track. The
Yeah,
reason being is good rental now. So when you get a unit, you can easily rent out at good prices that can actually cover your mortgages. So
yeah,
I have actually, in the past few months, also converted a few foreigners to buy compact sizes condominiums in Singapore. So it
yeah,
is workable as long as you work your financials right.
yeah.
So for our children, well, I can only say good luck, because here we can only,
Education.
yeah, we can only educate them to get them embark the property investment journey faster,
Yep.
earlier, as soon as possible, so that when they get to the age where they need to purchase a residential property for own stay, to get married, then they will be ready by then.
Yes, I'm so with you on that. Oh my God. People told me why I bring Ava everywhere when I go viewing, right? I like, you guys won't understand, because how comfortable the baby get used to the property. The easier when it growing up, it don't have a fear of viewing and anxiety. I remember the first few house I go viewing, I have so much anxiety. I'm like, am I ready for this? Am I really can do it? I don't believe in myself. And now, if I see more property in Singapore than I can see in my whole childhood, I don't even remember that I see that much of houses in my whole life, right? And it's something that I realize is never too late, especially as a mom, like you say, right? We want to educate our kid the best to learn on this. And let's get back to that part because we're talking about mom again.
Yes.
Do you think like as single mom or like as a female, we should knowledge each other about business, finance, and investment like this? Because I think this is still a topic going on, especially with Asian women, right? Like we will grow up very different with the young generation right now when we talk about investment and money. And even me myself now to teach Ava to manage her money, it's very tough for me. Even I do my own learning journey and so on, I feel like, oh my god, it's very tough because if your children go to the environment that not everybody do the same thing like you do, your children come home with a different set of questions. Now you have to clarity with them. So do you think women, especially mom like us, we should educate more about finance and we should not just give that to the man job?
Well, today, in the modern 2023, we no longer talk about, man is, one level higher than woman, things like that. I
Mm,
feel, men and women are equal. Whatever the man can accomplish, we women can do it as well.
yeah,
So, but the key thing is, in order for you to pass knowledge down to your kids, first of all, you have to be equipped with the knowledge that the right information or the right knowledge to be passed on to your kids. So it has to start with you before it goes on to your kids.
yeah,
Yeah. So we have to learn, and we are learning everything. We are learning every day. Every little piece of information that we know, we gather, we are learning every day. Yeah. So just as long as you are willing to learn, pick up the knowledge, and then pass it on to your younger generations, your kids, your family, your siblings. Yeah, let them have the knowledge. Sharing is caring, right?
yeah, yeah. It is. And sometimes like we do this and we love what we do so much. But deep down inside, sometimes I ask myself this question. I don't know if you have that. Like, did she really will like this one day or not? And if she don't like it, how do I deal with the situation of have to teach her something else which is I'm not good at to give her a tools to make a living. Does that make sense to you? Because we are
Right.
adult and we know how important that you need to learn about investment and money mindset. But as the kid, they just want to play, right? So and you have a big son right now, like 17. How was this transition for you? That your kid going to go to the next step of life and soon to be adult, how was
Right.
you, how do you deal with that and how do you still encourage yourself to guide them on this is especially for mom who are have
Mhm.
age kid around like fake children. Yeah, my one is too young, my one is only 7. I whenever 17 then yes, my turn to give advice.
Yes. So, dedicated to all the moms out there, who have bigger kids like me. So, I
Yeah.
have two daughters and one son. So, my eldest being 17,
Mm.
second daughter 16, and my youngest is a son,
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
So, yes, what I did is, same thing. I do the same as Anne. I bring my kids for viewing when I have buyers, sellers. I also bring my kids for viewing, let them understand that, the property market is as such crazy nowadays. And
Yeah.
today, if you don't work hard the smart way, you
Yeah.
probably won't be able to afford a house. So, how are you going to be able to make sure that you can afford a house? So nowadays, young generations, they do have a mindset of their own. It's how you want to activate their innovations. We have a lot of young scientists, young creativity
Yeah.
specialists, all over the world. They are all the young people, right? So
Yeah.
it's only on how to activate their mindset, to make them understand that in order to excel, they
Yeah.
have to do something out of the box.
Yeah.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
So
And
this is my
that's very
yeah.
good tip right there because I think I like that sentence from you. I didn't see that part because I've been working with you all the time, right? I didn't see like, oh yeah, you have to encourage young people to start this journey too, right?
Yes.
And how do you activate the out of the box mindset. That's a very good point. So
Yes.
did they opening when you sharing about this and enjoying and motivate by that and start understanding what the struggling you have when you try to guide your children to toward this direction?
Yes. So children, they are being children, right? They are very naive. They are very they will ask whatever they are not sure. You know, they are curious, they will ask. They will ask very cute things like, Mommy, why this house is so nice and they want to sell? You know, things like that.
Yeah.
Mommy, how much do you earn a month? Mommy, how much do I need to buy a house? Things like that, you know. I believe
Yeah.
all of you guys, you know, have these same questions from your
Yeah. Yeah.
children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think these are very, you know, although naive, but they are really the truth, basically.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
these are the questions that they need to know, basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
how much do they need to have to buy a house? How come we need to make the house so beautiful before we sell? Why is it that the house is so nice and they still want to sell? You know, many things like that. So I think the word is interactions. Um,
Mm,
the mom and the kids, you know, not only by showing, you know,
yeah.
especially for us mom, you know, we need to
Yeah.
take action. Yeah.
Yes.
So when the kids in the process of seeing us doing specific things, they will follow. Believe me, trust me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they really will follow us. You have to take actions for them to see the actions being taken.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm with you on this because I'll tell you one funny story
Right.
that my Ava will come home from another day and they come to the age people start ask them like, so what your mom doing? So what your dad doing, right? Because that's and I didn't realize, oh, this age people start ask you that question already. And
Right.
it's funny because she go home and she tell me, Mommy, can you tell me again what you're doing again? Because I forget what you're doing already. And I like entrepreneur. Like, and the word is so difficult for her. And she like, oh, okay. But I tell my teacher different thing. Is that okay? I say, and I was start feel nervous. I say, what do you tell your teacher? Because it's your children. Sometimes you cannot cover their mouths. They will say certain things that they create. I say, when the teacher asks me what you're doing, I'm just say, I don't know what my mom is doing, but she always asks me to go viewing with her, and then she get the new house, and then she done it up, and then she just keep doing it over and over again. But I don't know what she's doing. and and when I hear she's, like how the age of not bad, you use your imagination of limited word to explain to the adult what do you understand about what your mom job, right? I'm sure the teacher won't understand completely what I'm doing, but at least not bad that she understand what I'm doing in the kid version. And yes, I agree with
Right.
you. They
Yes.
copy. They know,
They
like
copy.
she go to condo, she know exactly what you need to do. The next step to enter the condo, she know how the like you come to the point of your kid don't even want to go swimming pool because just everywhere have swimming pool. I say, Mommy, I'm enough with swimming pool. Can we just don't go to these condos? Can we just like that's how exhausted I make her feel every weekend that she come to the day of I don't want to go viewing with you anymore. It's just so boring, Mommy. And it's funny, but I agree with you. They will learn when the mom have to demonstrate when we interact with them, when we explain to them, and yes, they will ask all these funny questions. Why people sell this house? Why they want to buy? How much money you make, Mommy? How where's the money really come from? Why do you have money to buy this for me? And it's so on. And I just see like how much we learn when we be a mom, and especially entrepreneur, like you say. How can we teach the kid to do business like us? It's all the whole different world of how interact. I still remember one memory that is very meaningful for me that when I buy, sometimes the contractor side go down, do renovation or stuff, right? And I always buy them stuff to eat for lunch or buy drink for them because for me, I treat people who work with me, and I treat people who work
Right.
with me like my family, right? And I didn't realize that how much when I'm doing that, my kid were watching because
Mm.
it's just for me it's a normal thing. If today I go down to the side job and people do renovation or something in the house, I will get them food and stuff, and she watching that. And one day she go to one house with me, and it's a lunchtime, and I say, what do you want to eat? Because I'm going to order food for her while we're waiting for the handyman side doing job. And she like, I eat chicken rice. Mommy, don't forget to buy for the uncle also, okay? And I was shocking because it's come from her mouth. Of course, I'm going to do it, right? But like by acknowledge that she know your habit, she know how you treat people work with you, she know to tell you like don't forget that's okay, even I know you would do it, but don't forget to do that. It's like to show me how much impact by our action toward our children of seeing us treat other people and growing as a businesswoman. So yes, I agree with you. Interact
Yes,
and
absolutely.
a lot of demonstrate. Let's go back to the market again. Now I'm going to ask the question from an investor view.
All
You see,
right.
it's a different type of profile, right? So I'm sure you deal a lot of investor, not only in Singapore locally and also foreigner come over. What is so attractive about Singapore property compared with different part of Southeast Asian that investors should come and invest property in Singapore? Besides, we mentioned just now that the government is a
Mm,
wonderful support the industry. Other than
mm.
that, why foreigners, especially millionaire, billionaire, and around the world, they love to come here and invest, and what the young investors should come to Singapore and not other part of the world?
Well, okay. So this is a very interesting topic. So apparently, I think even without having streamlining Singapore being, the must buy property in Singapore, I think it's well known in the news that we are Singapore is very strong being a financial hub. You know, a lot of the big boys are coming into Singapore to build headquarter over here to
Yep.
really have a foothold in Singapore, to really grow their business together with Singapore. So these are the things that we seen in the news. That it's already acknowledged by people all over the world that Singapore is the place to go. If you want to be in a business, you have to be in Singapore. If you want to buy property, you have to be in Singapore. If you want to have more networks, it has to be in Singapore because our Singapore government welcomes businesses to come in Singapore, welcomes network, welcomes every business opportunity that will arise, to make us being more stronger, richer, and a better country.
Yeah.
So having said that, I think uh, Singapore is definitely a best choice to come, if you are really exploring property investment or even doing business.
Do you have
Yeah.
any like experience in one of your client that foreigner investor come here and they make good profit when they decide to go with Singapore property decision?
Right. Okay. Plenty. So what happens is for expats, they are pretty much different from, locals, Singaporeans, or even PR. For foreigners, when they come in, they are foreigners. So when they buy properties, they will always try to go for freehold properties if
Yeah.
possible. And they will not buy and sell because they already pay high ABSD. So
Yep.
they will buy, they will hold, they will rent out, they will keep, and they will keep buying and buying and buying. So to
Yep.
them, it really makes no difference because buying in Singapore means that they are having foothold in Singapore, and they will just keep on, Faith, can you rent out for me? Good price, please. High price, please. And the games keeps going on repeatedly, repeatedly. It's only Singaporeans and PR that we have. Singaporeans, we don't have any ABSD for first property. But when we touch our second property, we do have ABSD as well. And
Yep.
PR wise, same. So you will realize that for this group of people, we will buy, and we are the ones that is likely to, buy and sell within the 3 to 5 years range to build our capital, to grow our profits, to get more capital appreciation. And the keyword is always start small. If you think you cannot afford, or if you think you only have X amount of cash, right? No worries. Always start small and you can progress from there. So
Yeah.
slowly, slowly you get bigger.
That's what I like when I talk to you about always investment, because you see most people don't go there, and if you ask some people who are doing this long enough, and they're like, if you don't have money, then don't do, right? I don't like that sentence, and I support you on that when you mention like just start small, because we have to start small first. Every property will start. I still remember the first one I started is a small one. It's not a big one for me. But do I forget where I'm started? My answer is no. I always remind myself, no matter how big I'm grow, everything start from the first step. And yes, invest in Singapore, everything have to be start from small step first. We almost there of the conversation I have with you. I have so much question I want to ask you, but I know your time is limited as well. So I want to go back to the lesson of, I'm sure all the struggling we've been faced to be where we are today. Yeah, if one thing that you want to share with young generation, not only about going to be the investor, going to be entrepreneur yourself, doing house agent, what one thing that you think in your life, value lesson that you want to share to young people so they can use that and they can apply that if they wish to.
Well, okay, good. This one to me, maybe I will give some opinion of my own through again my self experience. Well, all of us are young before, right? So
Yep.
when we are young, think about it. When you are young, what are the things that you have gone through during your childhood that your parents have given to you, that you can actually pass it on maybe to your generation now. So
Yep.
for me, it has been good because I have got good childhood. My parents actually really let me experience the independent type of childhood life. I play, I make mistakes. I play, I make mistakes. I even have, I fall and I pick up and I, it again. So to me, I think the keyword is we don't try to micromanage our kids. Give them a freedom of childhood, to let them encounter the wrong, the process of growing up. I think that is really, really very important because if they are being taken care of us by, for the whole childhood, they will not grow, and it is also through falls, it is also through mistakes that we will learn. And we will learn easily because it will be deep in our memory that this is a mistake that we've done. We must not commit that mistake again. So it's experienced by oneself, that you will tell yourself that you will not want to experience the same thing anymore. Rather than coming words from our mouth, from mom, from a mom, hey son, don't do that again, things like that, which things have never happened before. If it's just words from, our mouth, they will not take it into heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really give them the freedom, but of course not saying, don't control them anymore, but give them some freedom to really have a chance to make mistakes that you can correct them, through the journey.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing of be a mom who are high awareness, that I think that's why when I talk to you, I can have a connection there, because we tend to use, when I growing up, right, people beat me up because of my mistake all the time. And when I be a mom, the first thing I tell myself is, how am I going to be a different? Not mean do what the person not doing, but how to teach my daughter don't scare of make mistake. Because even
Yes.
they fall down, they will look at you to ready to get scolded or not, right? And I still remember, like it just happened this morning. This morning before this interview, she will fell off from the bus and she have some blood in her knee, and she booked plaster and she walked to the school with a normal face, right? And the teacher were like, "What happened to you?" The teacher actually panicked, right? And then she called me immediately. Oh, I just to let you know, Ava, and this is not first time Ava teacher called me to inform me about some injured. I get it, Singapore very protective and very well taking care of children. But for me, when my voice was so calm in the phone, I said it's okay. She learned MMA anyway, so she found out it's nothing, because her face was so chill and relaxed that the teacher will worry, because normally kid will cry, right? They were like, oh, I'm so pain and so hurt. It's all from I'm allowing her to fail all the time. Every time she fail,
Right.
every time she pain, every time she make mistake, I say it's okay. It's a part of learning. And it's okay here doesn't mean I don't feel pain for you, but I know in life will have more pain than just a little cut on your skin. And of course, if you like serious, like break your leg or break your arm, of course I will bring you to hospital. I'm not saying I treat my kid like I don't care completely, but for me, a little bit pain is good. A little bit fail is good. A little bit
Right.
embarrassing, a little bit of shameful, a little bit of fearless, a little bit of go through adventure, and we accepted that we're learning and less controlling, like you say, is the one of the thing I will be with you on that too. So it's like one last question. If we go
Right.
off for today. So that's what one thing Faith want to tell herself 5 years ago. If today you meet Faith 5 years ago, what do you want to tell her? This is a special message you send to your your old one.
5 years ago, one thing I want to say to myself,
Yep.
right? If there is one thing that I want to say to myself 5 years ago is, probably I would love and have wish that I have been up this property journey at an earlier stage rather than in the recent 5 years,
Yeah.
because I do not want to reveal my age. Yeah,
Oh,
but you know
we can't reveal that. By the way, after this podcast, I will ask her a secret. Since you have three
ah
kids and she look gorgeous, gorgeous, I feel like, oh my god, I need to ask all these mommy secrets, how to keep young forever, man. I need
right.
that.
So yeah, I really would want to have, 5 years ago for me to really start this journey 5 years ago, even before that. So, but well, we can't turn back time. So we can
Yeah,
only look forward and make sure we make the best out of our future from now
yeah,
on. Your
yeah,
choice is your choice. So make your own choice wisely. I have made
yeah.
mine. Yeah. So to all the people out there, make your choice wisely.
Yeah. By the way,
Right.
if my viewing and my audience want to reach out to you, where is the best social media platform that they can reach you? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or how do you want people to contact you?
All right. Actually, I'm everywhere. So I am contactable via Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and even YouTube. So,
Yeah, great.
right.
You guys, I say just now, I will put all information under the description below. Please click under the description, click in the information that you need. You come to Singapore, welcome to Singapore. And if you need house agent in Singapore who are supportive, and now you already know Fake in video, in person. Now you can make a decision. Like she said, everything is come from a choice. You can click
Yes.
under the description to choose your house agent wisely today. And she is my good friend as well. So yeah, we will see you again in the next episode. And thank you
All
so much
right.
today
Thank
for spending time so
you.
much with us. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Ms.Nhi Podcast. And we will come back to you with the next guest in the next episode. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you for continue support my Ms.Nhi Podcast. And don't forget to